Hi, good morning to all of you. I'm Jonalyn Galvez. I'm the head of logistics. I am here to discuss to all of you about lesson 3, leadership styles and theories. Leadership, the process of inspiring and influencing a group of people to achieve a common goal. Leadership is both a research area and a practical skill encompassing the ability of an individual or organization to lead or guide other individuals and teams or entire organization. Leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. In a business setting, this can mean directing workers and colleges with a strategy to meet the company needs. Leadership should result in the willingness of individuals to work with self-ardor and self-reliance. The leaders guide them and facilitate their progress toward the attainment of organizational vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Leadership theories emerge in order to respond to the need by explaining certain aspects of leadership and to better understand what drives success in this area. Trait theory. It is based on leader traits or personal characteristics. The trait theory of leadership evolves from the earlier great man theory, which was based on the assumption that leaders were born with some innate ability to lead. Trait theories, however, had a contrasting assumption that leadership traits were not inborn and could be learned through experience and knowledge gained through studies. Trait intelligence, self confidence, assertiveness, high energy and activity level tasks, relevant knowledge, honesty and integrity, being charismatic, being a visionary, and other were proposed as leadership traits by researchers from the 1940s to the present. Behavioral theory. It focuses on behavior and action. Studies on this theory began during the World War or in the early 1940s because of the belief that the leader behavior affects work group effectiveness. Further, studies on this theory emphasize that since behavior is learned, leader behavior can also be learned. In short, leaders are made and not born. This chart represents the manager and employee leadership. The manager uses the autocratic style while the employee uses democratic style. The manager makes decisions on what the feedback of the employee. Contemporary theories of leadership. Leadership theories evolved along the development of management thought throughout time, giving rise to contemporary theories. Fiedler model, a situational leadership theory proposed by Fred Fiedler, an organizational behavior scholar. This theory is based on the assumption that a leader effectiveness is contingent or independent on the extent to which a leader's style is fitted to actual situations in the organization, internal and external environment. Hersey-Blanchard model, a situational leadership theory proposed by Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard. This theory focuses on subordinates' readiness or extent to which the said subordinates have the ability and willingness to accomplish a specific work assignment. The table 6.1 shows the four stages of subordinate readiness made by Hersey and Blanchard in which the subordinate have the ability to willingness to accomplish a specific work. Path goal theory, developed by Robert House, which states that the leader task is to lead his other followers or subordinates in achieving their goals by providing them direction needed in order to ensure compatibility of these said goals with the organization goal. Robert House for leadership behavior. Directive leadership, where the leader gives specific guidelines to followers so that tasks accomplished would be easier. Supportive leadership, where the leader shows concern and friendliness to subordinates. Participative leadership. Participative leadership where leaders ask to suggestion from followers before making. Achievement-oriented leadership where the leader sets the goals that subordinates must try to achieve. Transactional leadership model. A theoretical model which states that leaders guide their subordinates. A transfer team leadership theory, a theory that emerged because of that fact leadership is increasingly taking place within a team context. Servant leadership theory, a theory proposed by Robert Greenleaf in 1970 stating servant leaders must focus on increased service to others rather than to oneself. Effective leadership is not about making speeches or being like leadership is defined by result not attributes. Effective leadership is not about making speeches or being like leadership is defined by result not attributes. For me, the meaning of this our effective leadership is not about the people going to think about you and being liked by them. It's about the result on what they do as a reader. Thank you for listening.